Welcome to KiwaniTalk. We're a public information show put together by people from the Dearborn Kiwanis Club with help from staff and students at Dearborn High School, my alma mater. I was here in this same room over 50 years ago when I helped start the film program at Dearborn High. My name is Gary Gardner, and we are talking about not just film, but the advancement of film into digital stuff that is going on here. And we have two students from Dearborn High School. We're going to talk about their production coming up. They've got a wonderful short film called, let them talk about it. But we have Hassan Al-Maliki and a relative, I guess a twin, that's a relative, Hussein Al-Maliki. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Good to have you here. So, why in the world did you decide to get into the film program? I thought it'd be an easy sort of class and we just knock it back, or what happened?
Well, I've always, had a passion for filmmaking, and I watched a lot of movies, and so I've always wanted to be able to direct, to be able to write my own story and to direct it, and then to be able to finally see it on a screen is kind of a accomplishment to me, and something that I've always kind of wanted to do, and kind of, go through the entire process through writing the script, seeing what I like, seeing what might not fit, seeing what, what other people might think about the script and the story, and overall, making something come together, and again, seeing it on a big screen is, a dream for me. And
Hussein, how did you wind up doing this? You just said, "Come along with me" because you're here, or did you do it on your own?
No, I started one day. My brother, and a friend. We were just at home, bored, and we were like, you know what? We have a camera. Let's edit. Let's edit something together. So we started to film a short film in his bedroom. And by the end of the day, we had a result that we were really happy with, and then we continued making these videos until I came to high school, where I was like, you know what, let me join the film class, and then that's where I am today.
So before you got into the film class, you had an idea, but once you got into it, did you learn it's a little bit different than just point and shoot?
Yeah, for sure.
How was it different? What have you learned?
A lot of things, from story writing to how to actually direct. Unlike how we did before, just grab a camera and hit record, to now being able to operate with a crew, to be able to work with lighting, color, how to even edit as well, and why all these different positions are very important, and kind of will help bring together a whole movie and film, instead of just run and gun.
So did you have any idea before you got into it how complex it really was?
Yeah, no, I thought it was just you got the cameraman and then you got the editor and that's it, But there's more, like lighting, sound, directors and producers and all the people in the background that we don't know, like.
But it all starts with a story, though. So who is the creative genius, or are you guys equally genius?
I feel like it would be me. I usually go ahead and make the stories myself.
You came up with the story. What's the name of your story that we're going to talk about here today?
Pandora's Box.
Pandora's Box. Okay, so without giving away the clue so people won't want to see it on the big screen, what's the idea behind Pandora's Box?
So Pandora's Box is kind of a modern retelling of a myth about a godlike figure telling his creation, don't touch this box or open it. And with curiosity, they end up opening it, which causes, consequences. In our version of the story, it is a friend, between two friends. One of the friends has to go out and, do whatever they need to do, and just tells his friend to open this box. Why? Because somebody told him not to. With curiosity, that's kind of what happens, and you'd have to kind of watch to find out what happens.
Did you have SFX in it, or how did you make whatever's going to come out of the box look like it was as diabolical as you would hope to be?
It's usually through sound design and sound editing, and again with the lighting and stuff. When we're not like it's not like we have a huge budget to work with while making monsters and stuff. It's kind of about, again, why the story might be important, so that the audience could understand what are they watching and what are they looking at, and kind of comprehend whatever's happening in the film and story.
And I understand you guys have a trailer for this?
That's right, we do.
So give us a preview of the trailer. What are we going to see in the trailer?
So overall, you can kind of see just the main details of the main idea of the story.
Yeah, all under like 40 seconds.
All 40 seconds, so it kind of goes fast. You might need to watch it like once or twice to kind of see. I'm gonna say this: there is definitely a hidden message, Easter egg, kind of in there. If you guys, try spotting that, the story obviously has a bigger and bigger meaning, and that's kind of what we try hinting as an Easter egg in our.
We like expanding more than just, okay, let's make a trailer. Let's kind of add more to it, We like doing that.
Right.
Okay, so without further ado, let's take a look at the trailer for Pandora's Box.
You need to come get this box, man. Like, I don't know why you left it, why that lady gave it to you, but it's moving around. It's haunted. I'm telling you, I'm convinced it's haunted.
Are you there? She told me not to mess around with the box, and I bought it for her. I've been looking for that box for a while.
That was interesting. You guys, obviously put a lot of work into it, and kind of makes me want to see it.
Yeah.
So you put this together now, like a dog with a car. What are you going to do with it when you catch it? Where are you going to show it? How is it going to get out there? And how is this going to be the jump start for your careers?
Hopefully we can show it to everyone, like including family overseas, to show like how we are progressing, and in this country, and like hopefully we can show it to even young kids and to inspire them. Maybe my little brother, he can see this and like, oh, okay, I could probably take this class next year or something. It's mainly to show our family, to show like how we have, where we started, from a bedroom recording a short like 10-minute film to like now a big production with a budget, proper location, proper like crew and stuff like that. So yeah, that's kind of our goal right there.
And is there a film festival or someplace you hope to show it to get some, real notoriety and awards?
We are having a film festival coming up May 20th and May 21st. Hopefully we can get as much people as we can. We're having a whole bunch of great films to show. We work really hard on these films, and it's mainly, these films are all made by students. Get to be seen by adults and all the community, including students. Students can watch other students' work and get inspired by this.
So after school, and there's a life after school, what do you hope to do with this film and with what you've learned, the skills and other managerial skills you've learned going forward with your rest of your careers?
I think this is kind of something I kind of look back at, kind of see how far I've gotten from, doing kind of my first real project, then seeing hopefully in the future my newest project, which obviously will be much longer and will be better than this starter project, I would say, and kind of see what kind of where my life goes there, because I definitely do see myself in the future directing and filming and stuff.
So you plan to go to college somewhere or to learn this stuff? Any ideas where, if you had your dream, where would you want to go, or don't you know yet?
Of course, Harvard, everyone wants to go to Harvard. But,
I don't know if Harvard has a film school, though. I mean,
yeah.
Maybe USC or UCLA for that. But
True. Doesn't know, we don't really have an idea.
So besides having writing and directing, talk about your interaction with your fellow students and how you get them to come along on this show and how they ask for payback for you to help on their shows. How's that working out?
So obviously something you got to keep in mind whenever you want to make a film is that people are going to come really handy, and you need people. I mean, you could definitely do this as a solo job. There are times where I kind of wanted to do some things on solo by myself, but the most important thing I feel, or one of the most important things, is the people. You could have friends tag along, family tag along, and it's kind of like it's what makes the film good is having a crew. If there was a difference between a one-man crew and a 20-man crew, obviously the 20-man crew would be better, as someone will be only operating a light, someone only works as a DP, someone's only working on editing. They do their job right and they do their job good. For me, I feel like I have some good cinematography skills and good directing, but I may not be good at lighting or editing, you know? And so you have to look for, especially now, people who you aren't paying to make these films with you. So I might have to go tag along with my friends, which I always do, and be like, hey, I have this
And they
idea.
see you coming and they say, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah.
So we're down to about our last minute. Hussein, how much was the budget for this Pandora's box? What did you guys have to do and how many
So-
pizzas did you have to buy for people?
So our budget was each student, each group gets around $300 to work with. With this budget, we were able to buy a nice apartment in downtown. We got to rent it out for 4 hours. And you know, we had like snacks. We brought snacks with us for the crew and stuff like that. But yeah, I think the budget came in handy. It was perfect for the job.
Well, we're going to end here for a second. We've got, this film festival is going to have other films. We've got 2 other shorts that we're going to have you take a look at during the break. We're going to come back with 2 other students from Dearborn High School. But I want to thank Hassan Al-Maliki and Hussein Al-Maliki. You guys are off to a great start. And right now, we'll take a look at the 2 other films. Be right back after these. Don't go away.
I haven't seen you before. Are you new here? Nice shirt. It was about time you changed up your style a bit. Hey guys, what's so funny?
Oh, nothing. What's up?
Didn't see you guys outside when I came.
Oh, we already met with Liam. You're taking too long.
Hi, my dog hasn't really been feeling well. She hasn't been eating or drinking, or moving really much at all, not even playing. Do you know what's wrong with her?
Well, those were interesting examples of some of the work here. Did you guys like seeing those things?
Yeah.
It's amazing. But you may have noticed, folks, we've got 2 different students here. Instead of Hussein and Hassan, we have Caitlin Milligan and we have Ian Kennedy, who are also a part of the film program at Dearborn High. Welcome to the show, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
So, Caitlin, what in the world brought you into the film program? We heard from Hassan and Hussein. Why did you decide to get into the film?
When I first heard about the film, it was during my freshman orientation. I got incredibly lost. We had senior guides that were supposed to be touring us around, and I got distracted by something on the wall, looked back, they were gone.
Yeah.
While I was
It's easy to get lost in the school.
Yeah. While I was wandering around trying to figure out where I was meant to be, I walked past the studio door, and our teacher, Mr. Rauscher, was standing outside of it, and I remember stopping and looking in because the walls were painted neon green. And I remember going, hey, what's this room made for? He pretty much started to explain the studio to me a little bit, and I listened, and I turned to him and I went, you teach editing? He goes, yeah, we do teach editing. I went, can you teach me how to take a photo of my family members and shrink all of their heads?
So you probably came from the jungles of South America then, originally, that's where you came from, so
Yeah.
or not. How about you, Ian? How did you get into the film?
I actually heard about it a few years before I even got in high school through Boy Scouts. Actually, there were a couple of kids in my troop that were a part of the program, and they said you should join it. It's super cool, and I don't know, making movies sounded like a really fun class to take, and it was something I was interested in learning how to do.
And so you're a senior now, and you've learned, how long have you been in the film program?
The past 3 years.
See, and I keep on calling it the film program because when I was here 50 plus years ago, it was film. We would take 8mm film, we would shoot it, send it to address to be developed, come back 3 days later, and we'd have little pieces of film all over like looking at, editing it like that. It was a whole different kind of world.
Yeah.
A little bit different for you now, right, Caitlin? You're a junior?
Yeah, I'm a junior.
So what is the technology that you use that's different from my cutting and literally gluing strips of film together?
Well, I'd probably say the biggest difference is that we have our cameras, which everyone always mistakes for the photography cameras in the photography or the yearbook. we work with some Canon cameras, and we just, when we're done with them, open up a little flap and take out an SD card.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's much quicker than getting the film set and developed and everything like that. It's much more
DSLRs,
instant.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We just put that in the computer, put the footage that we need in the file, SD card's done, it's now on the computer. You just cut and paste it instead of with slips. You put it into the programming.
but it's not just shooting it, it's the ideas behind it. And how did you come up with the idea? You had a number of things that you talked about. We're going to show one of them in a minute or two here, but how did you come up with the idea for your particular short?
So when I first joined the studio class, it was entirely online, and our teacher, Mr. Rauscher, yet again, was telling us about how every single thing for a movie has already been done. There is nothing unique or original. If you want to have something unique and original, you have to take a concept that's already been there and somehow put a twist on it. I think the example he gave us, it was a cowboy who wanted to learn ballet. And
You have a duck, though.
I do have a duck.
Let me see your duck here. I'll put it right here. Maybe one of our crew
Yeah.
can get a shot of the duck while we're talking.
And
So what is with the duck?
So when my teacher told me that, the very first thing that popped in my head was, what if I take a zombie apocalypse movie, and instead of having zombies, it's all just normal rubber ducks? And so when I came into the school year, this year, I walked in and I talked to my new classmates. I went, who wants to help me make a zombie apocalypse rubber duck movie? A lot of them agreed at the time. They kind of got
I'm
tired of
noticing
it.
this dark theme that you have, the shrinking heads, the zombie apocalypse. What was the reaction from your classmates?
I think the ducks don't drink and drive. The one thing I was actually able to make with the ducks this year so far, zombie apocalypse is still in the works, is a lot of the reactions I got when people saw what happened to the ducks was mostly shock. They're like, you can do that? Oh my God. I remember I also showed it to the art club kids. I may have made one or two cry.
Well, with that in mind, I can't wait any longer. Let's take a quick look at, what's the name of it that you have?
Ducks don't drink and drive.
Let's take a look at the short from Caitlin Milligan, Ducks Don't Drink and Drive. Let's look. Caitlin, I can see now that you've got a future in something. I'm not sure exactly what. But that was incredible. And so it's more than just the ducks, so it's a message about drinking and driving and that type of stuff too. So how has it been received by people who've seen this thing?
A lot of people, well, it tends to get the message across. One of the things that we were able to do with this film specifically is we were able to make it more, I'm going to say gory, because they weren't actually humans. They weren't physical beings that people would typically see. Like if you have a TV show and it shows someone being decapitated on it, there's going to be a lot of debate about it.
Right.
But since it's a toy, people are going to be a lot more open to it, and it still gets the opinion across about just how grave the subject is.
I want to protect this little guy from you. I'm going to take him home and give him a nice home rather than let him go back with you.
Oh, you can do it. I have like 200 of those.
Okay, so, but now Ian, let's talk about your production. And again, you told me the name during the break, but what is going on with these people? Too much masking, too much isolation. What's the name of your video?
The idea of the movie for me is it's called The Reaper. It comes from our director, Gavin Fensel, who came up with the idea and script for this movie. And it's kind of a take on like the classic horror films of the 70s and 80s. So basically there's a masked killer, and there's these two brothers who are two orphan brothers, and they're just taking care of each other, living alone. And this masked killer comes and kind of messes things up a little bit for him.
Okay, so you didn't write it, but what was your role in the whole production?
So I was the director of photography. So basically, I was picking all the shots, but I was also handling the camera, recording everything, and taking care of all the lighting and everything like that.
And I imagine that you have to work with the rest of your team. How many people were involved in this team of putting together the Reaper?
Let's see. There were only a small handful of people actually. We had 2 actors, a sound guy, and then our director. So it was only about 5 people we had on set at a time. And honestly, it would have been nice to have a couple more to help out with lighting and camera and everything like that. But unfortunately, sometimes we're a little short-staffed for our productions.
So when you got into this program, did you know it was going to be as much work as it turned out to be, Caitlin?
I kind of came into the program not really knowing entirely. Back when I was in the studio in the first class, I did say that I was on Zoom most of the time. During that time, we had to do several projects with people who just weren't interested in the film. And what would normally happen is we'd go do a project, and I'd have to take and do the entire project by myself, and it'd take me up to a month to do a project normally. So when I came into the advanced movie making class, where everyone else here is more passionate about it, I wasn't too sure what I was expected to do. And sometimes with my projects, I'm torn between, okay, I need someone's help. Okay, now I'm going to do it all by myself.
Biggest part of that is the delegation part, and then trusting the rest of your team. Have you come to trust your team and their talents and their skills that may be different, sometimes better than yours?
Absolutely. Some of the people I trust the most is one of them being our classmate Zara. She's the one who helped me make the Ducks Don't Drink and Drive. She is a lot more organized than I am a lot of the time. Sometimes I can be a bit sporadic. She also helped me run the studio club for a little while, and she was able to help balance out and help me learn a bit more about what it means to produce a film as well as just directing it.
So Ian, back to your film, when you've got this thing, and it's a little bit longer than the short that Caitlin put together. How long is your production?
It's still in the editing process, but I think it's going to end up being around 15 minutes. So that's going to be one of the longest films made this year.
That's a long, and we have a trailer.
Yeah, we do.
What are we going to see in the trailer? A little teaser for the trailer.
Yeah, I mean, a teaser is the perfect word because you see the killer, you see some of the other characters and stuff like that, and you just kind of get the creepy vibe of the movie. Is what I'll say about it.
I'm ready to be creeped. I'm getting there a lot of that tonight.
Yeah.
Let's get creeped out together with Ian Kennedy's trailer for The Reaper.
Ever since Mom and Dad died, I thought I could make it up to them by putting all my effort into protecting you.
Okay. I get it. There's been dark times in Ridgemont High and Dearborn High, but that was really interesting. I kind of like that.
Yeah, I like it a lot too. I've been watching. I mean, it's taken. It was a little over 2 months of shooting for this movie, so I've been standing behind the camera for 2 months. So I've gotten to see it all flash before me. It was a lot of fun to create. Most of our shoots, though, were oftentimes below freezing, because we shot most of the movie outside. So not the most enjoyable shooting experience, but I'm happy to have gotten through it and been able to produce this movie.
Now, Hassan and Hussein referred to a film festival. Let's switch to that for a second. What and where and when?
All right, so we have our So every year for WDHS, we have a film premiere to show all of the movies we've had and created, and all the small projects we've created during the year. And this year it's going to be held May 20th and 21st at the Dearborn High School auditorium at 7 p.m. and tickets are going to be sold there for $10.
Now, this, again, back when we started the film program in 1968, 69, we had a film festival, and we filled the auditorium capacity 2 nights in a row.
Yes.
And I challenge you guys to do that. Get the butts into the seats.
I hope we can get that many butts in the seat, yeah.
And how many different films and how different styles are we going to see at this film festival, Caitlin? What are we going to see?
A lot of the films that we have are just things we're proud of. A lot of the ones that are being shown are ones that got nominated for awards at the Student Emmys.
Okay.
The duck videos are going to be shown, so is all the big movies we made, like The Reaper.
And so someone won an award at the Student Emmys, I heard.
Ducks Don't Drink and Drive won an award for animation, and it also got nominated for Best PSA.
That's a great thing. And how about, so you're going to have all these, how long is the film program going to last? Is it going to be for like a marathon, like Gone with the Wind, or how much time can people get for their $10?
We usually shoot for it should be about hour and a half.
Okay.
Hour and a half. We don't want people to get cranky sitting there for too long, but we got a lot of good stuff to show. We've made a lot of advertisements this year for the other clubs around here at DHS.
Okay.
Just to kind of get our name out there.
And you've also put together a promo screen for it. We're going to put it up right now. We can see it. Describe.
It's just a nice little inside with all that info you're going to need.
What do we see here?
Well, you'll see the logo of our program in the top left, and you're going to see all that information I cited earlier. Screening May 20th and 21st. That's a Friday and a Saturday. It's going to be at Dearborn High School in the auditorium at 7 p.m. And tickets are going to be available for $10. Yeah.
Okay, so now you've got this film thing under your belt. What do you hope to do leaving post? It's hard to imagine, but at some point, a year and a half from now, you're going to leave Dearborn High, Caitlin. Where do you want to go, and what do you want to do, real quick?
I've already kind of been working on that a little bit. A little while ago for my birthday, my dad actually bought me my own camera and sound kit and light kit and everything. And I've been working with that and testing around with that at home. And I even went and been working on getting some internships over the summer as well. I already have a few different film productions offering to take me over the summer for the smaller jobs.
Well, that's great. How about you, Ian? We got about a minute to go. What are you going to do?
I'll say nothing in the film industry. I'm pursuing a career in engineering technology right now. So
a wise man, because it's a rough road to hoe. And I want to thank you both for coming on the show. I want to thank Hassan and Hussein, who were here before. You know, it's a great program. It's a lot more work than you think it is. But is it, yes or no, worth it? Yes or no?
Absolutely. Yep.
I think you guys work together on that. I want to thank you remember, May 20th and 21st at Dearborn High School on Outer Drive between Michigan Avenue and Cherry Hill. $10. What time does it start?
7 p.m.
7 p.m. sharp. We'll see you there. I'm Gary Gardner. Bye-bye.